you want me to pause this and stop it? Or? That is the quality cat meowing I was looking for. That right there. The fucking funny stuff. Not just like, I'm a kitten. No, that's what all kittens sound like. I want one that sounds like it is in pain. But without being in pain, obviously. I don't endorse animal abuse. Okay, we can start now, Dove.
What's going on, internet? How the devil are you? I'm Dan Howles.
AKA Dover.
And this is my partner in crime, the other half of the dynamic duo, Dan Loder.
Hello. AKA Slodey.
And this is the 2D Show. Fuck cats.
I would prefer... I mean, no. Kind of illegal.
Don't fuck
But okay.
cats. We did a video on cats versus dogs.
Cats are easier. You get more out of a dog, though.
Cats are fucking sinister.
You've had some bad experiences with cats, haven't you?
Right now, we're bunkered down, escaping the wrath of Doris.
Dude, Doris is fucking things up.
Doris is no fucking joke, and they gave her this subtle fucking name to be like, it's some old fucking lady. No! Doris has killed people. Doris ain't fucking around. What best than to stay inside on a warm Sunday afternoon, cuddle up close and talk about stuff.
If you're at home, maybe even Monday might still be raining, just, cozy up, toss another log on the fire. If you don't have a fire, start one. Then just generally make yourself warm, cozy, and enjoy a little bit of the 2D show on a Monday afternoon.
Wholesome 2D show. Slode, what I want to talk about today, I'm doing this so I can't play with my feet.
Okay.
Because again, not wearing the socks. So Slode, we are both men of the world. We both went to school together.
Yes.
I don't feel like school particularly helped me. I feel like it did help me on, but more of like a social side. But who cares about like acute angles and stuff? So Slode, what I want to know today, what class would you have taught to kids?
First of all, let's fucking get rid of that algebra shit.
Oh my god, that and like making languages compulsory.
How to work out the angle of like a ladder against a wall. It's like, no, just put the ladder up, and if it looks okay, it is okay.
This topic is just going to be Dover and Slodey fix schools. Thesis writing, like high school, like high level English, where it's like the pros and cons and how you can evaluate this, that, and the other. Like long form writing doesn't really need to be a thing. That's not a thing you have in day-to-day life. Being able to understand the sentence structure, fine. But then breaking down like what the fucking subtext of everything means doesn't necessarily need to be compulsory.
I like that we look at books.
Like I think art should be bigger. And like maths and English should be a little bit less because they're not balanced at the moment.
I like that kids have to read books and like look through books and like tear books apart, like in a theoretical sense. I quite like that. Okay. Algebra, fucking pointless. I've never sat there on a day-to-day basis, and I think like 99% of the population would agree, unless you are like an algebra lecturer or something.
But like I've never sat there and been like, fuck, what did like Ernest Hemingway mean when he wrote Taming of the Shrew?
Neither have I. I've never read Taming of the
Shrew. I don't even know if Ernest Hemingway.
But like, I mean, it's quite nice to like think about that's what like art is at the end of it and at the end of the day.
But we don't teach enough
it's like
of
it's expressing yourself, and like English is an art form.
I agree, but then why do we take it so scientifically? Why can't it just be like fucking the author wrote this because it was like the drapes were blue and windy and full of wind. And they'll be like, really what this means is the author
that's a bit too
has a pained soul.
Yeah.
And he's using the glass as a reflective medium so he can reflect himself through the words he writes. And the fact that it's blue means that, I don't fucking know, like his mother was abusive to him as a child. It's like, no, it means the curtain was blue and the window was open. What I think should be compulsory at some level, only for a couple of years and probably during primary school, is a musical instrument.
Yeah.
Like, because I remember music and everyone would just fuck about on keyboards and hit a triangle for a little bit. And that was music. Having the theory of why something works grilled into you from an early age. Maybe not as, like, to, like, grade 4, 5, 6 or whatever. That shouldn't be compulsory, but, like, here is 4-4. Like, teaching you, like, basic understandings of, like, building blocks. And I think that can help a lot of different sides of life as well. Like, you could take that into a science route or an English route or a maths route. I'm not saying, like, sit down, alright, this is a fucking stave, and on there are fucking bars and blah, blah, blah. Like, fuck it, who cares, really?
You need to know this inside out, kid, or you're going to be nutting.
Exactly.
You're going to be nutting.
Nutting in this town. I think there needs to be a fucking life. Like, this is what, like, Welshback tried to be. How skills. To be an adult class.
But Welshback failed massively on that front. Didn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, write an essay. But, you can use an essay from, like, another topic if you want. So you don't even have to write an essay.
But, like, not even that. It should be like, here the fuck is how you deal with taxes. If you need a tax rebate, this is the number you fucking call. How do you fill out a UCAS form properly? How do you apply for a job? How do you fucking go for a proper interview? Like, that sort of shit is never taught.
Life skills.
Yeah.
What council tax is and why the government wants my money.
Exactly.
Because council tax took me by fucking surprise.
It's fucking
when I
expensive,
first heard of it.
There needs to be an economics course. I don't mean like, here's how this company makes money and blah, blah, blah. I just think like general household business should be taught into everyone. Like, right, here's why tax works. And 7% does this and 12% does this and blah, blah, blah. Because I don't know why I get taxed, right? Because companies get taxed when they make money, which means that all the money that I'm gonna get has already been taxed, and then you get taxed on it again. Like, that question has never been answered to me. So why do we get taxed on inheritance?
Because the government's fucking disgusting.
That is all that is, though,
literally right? Because it's like,
when I die,
whatever you leave behind if
has
it's
already been taxed, right? Like, if I kept every paycheck up until the day I die, and didn't spend a penny, that money's already been taxed.
You pay tax on everything you buy. You pay tax when you buy a house.
Exactly. You pay tax on. I pay VAT when I go and buy like a bottle of Pepsi.
Yeah.
So then, where's that tax going to?
Inheritance tax is just literally like, well, you know, someone's died. Let's just have a little bit.
So
back.
what does VAT go to?
Value added. That's just literally.
But I'm getting so the money I've already been taxed on. When I go to buy something, I'm taxed again.
Yep.
None of this is explained in life ever.
No, and it should be.
School is there to fucking learn, and it should be like, you are going to learn how the fuck to survive past these 4 years.
Yeah.
Because you haven't got. If you go and get a job right after school, you haven't really got a fucking clue. I think cooking should also be
cooking. I mean, cooking classes in school were a joke when we literally
because
made
it was
coleslaw.
like, here's how you make a fucking cheesecake with Philadelphia. I'm like, no, teach me how the fuck to not die from cooking chicken.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you need to be teaching.
But they weren't allowed to cook chicken because of like health and safety.
Yeah.
Because you could fuck
You
it
should
up.
teach food hygiene, not just like, oh well, we made a fucking angel delight today.
Or it was like, oh yeah, we're gonna make coleslaw. So just pick 5 things. And we're going to make, and mix it with some mayo, and we're going to make coleslaw. Could make coleslaw. I could make a nice garnish for the meal that I don't know how to cook.
Like, I just feel that there's so much bullshit in school. Like, it's just
like
like, this is so fucking redundant and bullshit.
Yeah.
And like, BODMAS. Like, who the fuck needs BODMAS past the age of 15? You do all these exams, and it's just like, all you're doing is taking the information that was taught, that you read in a book, that a teacher read in a book, and you're just plugging it in to all these fucking half-answered questions, you know? Where it's like, same with English, same with science, same with math, where it's like, here's how you use this formula, and you have to fucking retain it in your head for like 6 months, and then you put it down on paper, and the minute you have, you just fucking delete it from your memory. Like, the square on the hypotenuse equals the sum of the square on the other 2 sides. What does that mean? What is that actually?
What did you say?
The square on the hypotenuse is how you measure a triangle, zangle, or something, equals the sum of the square on the other 2 sides. Other 2 sides of what?
Are you talking about Pythagoras?
Could
A
be.
squared plus B squared equals C squared.
What does that mean?
That A squared plus B squared
What does that mean, Slode?
equals C squared. Pythagoras is bullshit. I don't
All
think
of it
Pythagoras
is
simple as it
bullshit.
should be.
There's so much like filler in school. Like, if you have to learn more bullshit to teach other kids, then you're learning, you're wrong from the get-go. You need to teach fucking life skills as well.
It should all come back to life skills, I think. I think it should be, rather than there be like a life skills like subject, all the other subjects should feed into like when you're like taught, like when you put magnesium in the Bunsen burner, it goes like white. It's like, when am I ever going to be in a position
zinc goes
to put
purple.
magnesium in a Bunsen burner? And when am I ever going to need that information?
I think the stuff you take, like the optional courses in A-level and stuff, should be that. It should be like the more nitty-gritty stuff. But like, you're right that most classes shouldn't, like maths. Here's how you balance a fucking finance sheet. Here's like how you add, subtract, do all that sort of stuff. And here's how you apply that to real life.
Whereas normally it's like, you know, John has bought 8 apples. John is wrong. Why is John wrong? It's like, because John didn't need 8 fucking apples.
John wasn't hungry.
Yeah. If John eats 1 apple, how many apples does John have left? Too many apples, John. You have too many apples.
No
If you only wanted 1 apple, you should have bought 1 apple. You've gone out of your way to get an extra 2 fucking apples. All you wanted was 1.
You're not using your brain. Like, have you ever used a fraction in your adult life ever?
I quite like fractions.
Why?
Well, I mean, you do use fractions, don't you? Like, I mean, you say like half of something or like a quarter of something.
Yeah, but I've never been very good with fractions anyway, as like a kid. But like, when it's 12/17, what is that in its most basic fraction? I'm like, oh my fucking god. And it's like, it's a third. And it's like, how the fuck do I know that?
I don't know, I think fractions are quite useful. Fractions are one of the things I would leave in.
Only thing a fraction is good for is sorting out a pizza.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's what you need.
And what you do is you go half again, and guess what, Slode? You go half again and half again. All you need to learn is halves, and everything can be divisible by half.
Yeah, but then you have a pizza you have to split between 11 people.
You say, fuck off, get your own pizza. None of this shit is necessary.
One thing I've never been able to get behind or get into is prime numbers, though. Never understood prime numbers or the need for
They're
prime
not
numbers.
divisible. A prime number is only divisible by itself and 1.
Yeah.
So 1, 3.
I don't know. I don't understand.
1, 3, 5, 7. 11? I don't know. That's as far as my brain will work.
But like, I don't understand the point of that. Like, why do I need to know that?
No, like 100%. I couldn't agree more. I think more should be taught about space as well, or just like the planet as a whole. Like maybe that's what geography should be. Like NASA is funded by this much, or like and like this is what we can do, and like you need. Because, like, what the fuck is the next generation of astronauts going to be? It's going to be the same shit. Because everyone's taught the same fucking rhetoric and bullshit. Like, they need to be, like, baked into them, being like, right, this is what we could do with this. We always seem to teach people, like, what has been done, not what can be done. I feel like we're muting what we can do as a people. Because we teach uninteresting shit. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times I was just like, I'm not going to that class, this fucking bullshit.
There's a lot more potential for subjects, like geography is one of them, to teach you useful stuff.
Oh, there's 3 types of fucking cloud. Well, guess what? I don't fucking care.
They all rain on me.
It doesn't matter.
I know what you mean. And like geography, try and teach you about recycling and like greenhouse gases and stuff.
That's good.
But it should be like, right, okay, so this is what it is. This is what you can do about it when you adult.
I realize that what I sound like is like, I don't know how to adult and school didn't teach me, so it's school's fault. I'm not trying to be like that, but I'm just trying to say like,
but
I'm
in a
not
way,
the only
like
one
it
who
is.
thinks like that.
No, in a way, you are right, because the school should teach you. Like the whole point of school is that it
prepare
should
you for
prepare
life.
you for adult life.
Yeah.
And really, I think all school does is teach you, is prepare you for like the next level of
School.
The number of students that I lived with who were in uni and had like gone through school, done all their schoolwork like really well, and were like really good at school. But they were really good at school. They weren't really good. They weren't prepared for adult life. They were just good at school. They come to like cooking and stuff. And I know loads of people who set fire to fucking pasta bakes and stuff.
So I know a kid who cooked a pizza in his thing, and he'd always lived with his mum, and never really worried about that sort of stuff. And like these sound like ridiculous. Like, of course you should know that, but school doesn't teach common sense. So how would you know that if you've never been in a situation? But he cooked the pizza and left the fucking plastic bit on the bottom because he was like, oh, that's just the plate the pizza comes on. Because you never question that. Like if everything's always cooked for you, and fucking broke the oven. It like melted and just fucked it up, and they had to just replace the oven. And like, while it sounds stupid, like that's a fucking 600 quid expense that you
Like
didn't
that's
need
basic
to spend.
stuff, and like
Yeah, cook a fucking pizza. Everyone should be able to do that. And if it's not taught at home, it needs to be taught somewhere else. This shit does not go in an oven. Do not put foil in a microwave.
Like, I mean, that could be easily incorporated into a cooking class. Couldn't
Exactly,
it? Like,
that's
it
what
could
I'm
be like,
getting
right,
at, yeah.
this is how you I bought like packets of chicken and stuff. This is how you get that stuff out of the packet and get it in the oven
Or, like,
without dying.
You cannot use a wood chopping board to cut meat. You're not supposed to because
No.
the enzymes
Yeah.
and whatever seep into that. Never was that once told to me. Sarah told me that. You know what I think should be taught? Remember we did Welsh Week? So for those who don't know, Welsh Week was a thing our school tried out where we didn't take Welsh throughout the year. A language wasn't compulsory. But what we had to do then is at the end of the year, for 2 weeks, you had no lessons but Welsh and Welsh heritage and whatever.
It did not work.
That should have been an extended work experience. Like, fucking go take 4 months in a job instead of just a week or 5 days.
Go out and actually work somewhere.
Go fucking work somewhere. If possible, I do a fucking year.
Whereas I think if you went out and spent like 6 months to a year or something, maybe it doesn't have to be in the same place. Maybe you could go to like a couple of different places. Just get an idea of like a couple of different industries.
Yeah, no,
and
intern in a couple of different
exactly,
things.
yeah. You get an idea of how the world of work works.
Yeah.
You will probably at some point pick up some life skills while you're there.
You know, people say you learn to drive once you pass your test.
Yeah, it's that.
It's exactly what you learn how to live once you've left school.
And one other thing I think should be mandatory
write it out,
in
folks.
schools is IT lessons need to be better.
Yeah.
And by that I mean, like, we used to go in and, like, at one point we were making a website, then we were making, like, a restaurant spreadsheet. Like, I think that, like, IT 101 should be a thing. Like, you should be like, right, this is a computer. You are going to put this computer together. You are then going to install Windows on this computer. You're then going to install Office on this computer. You're going to install something like Python. You're going to fucking program something for this computer.
Understand what C ... actually means. When you see local disk, understand what the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Understand how the tree of a computer works. Understand what the fuck a registry is. I'm not telling you to go fuck around with it, but, like, I was lucky when I was a kid. We had a spare computer in the house. Basically, I had my old dad's hand-me-down computers, and I fucked up that PC so, like, I got nasty with
That's
that
how I
computer.
taught myself.
I uninstalled
breaking
Windows
things.
Explorer, and my dad was like, "You have just broken this computer." Like, I only know really stuff about, like, virus prevention and everything because I got viruses.
Yeah.
But in school, you're not taught it. You're on WebSense or some fucking ultra.
You don't get taught how antivirus works.
No,
And stuff like that. Like, basic computer stuff that everyone should theoretically know about computers.
It's worrying that we're going into, like, this digital age, or we are already here, I guess. But, like, it's worrying that technology is advancing so much, and people's general understanding of computers, no idea. My nieces and nephews, and I know people who I would deem as kids, but like 16, 17, 18-year-olds, no idea what the fuck to do with the computer. They know, like, Instagram and shit and the application. They don't understand, like,
what is actually happening when they post something to Instagram. Like,
yeah. Also, I think this should be a thing as well, and this could help everyone. Basic social media management, and, like, understand that what you post now can and may be seen by a fucking future employee.
I hope that has been written into school. Again, like, it comes back to the WebSense thing that you spoke of. Like, when we were in school, we had, like, quite an all-encompassing filter on the internet where you could and couldn't access. But it was, like, prohibitive in a way, because, like, there were a lot, like, YouTube was banned.
Were you there when we got round WebSense? And we all sort of, like, chipped in and found a way around it using
.bat file that you could, like, type in.
You get into command prompt, and then you could type in the URL. It would give you an IP address, and you took the IP address wasn't banned. And they fucking pulled us all in. They were like, "You haven't got round this, blah blah blah." And it's like, "No, we did. We did this."
Yeah, I remember trying to log in, and
like,
it came up saying our accounts had been locked.
We learned how to do this in an IT class. Like, you should.
But it was frowned upon. It was like, why have you done that? Like, I can't believe, like, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. And it's like, well, if you taught us how to do it, or, like, taught us what, like, we should be doing, then that
don't just
happen.
say no.
Yeah,
don't just be like,
no.
"Well, you haven't done this, so
you
shut
don't need
up."
to do it. Yeah,
it's like, no. Well, no, we did do this. Like, this is something that happened. So, like, calm down a second and maybe, like, be a good teacher and explain that you shouldn't do this, but, like, this is what you've done.
Yeah, so there you go. That is school according to Slodey and Dover. If you think it should be a thing, let us know and we'll sort it out for you.
We'll start a fundraiser.
We'll open a school.
We'll open the 2D school. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, this is the 2D Show. I'm Dan Howles, that's Dan Loder, and we come out 1, 2, 3 times a week.
We do.
Every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday. And if you like the sound of that and you want to get your topics on the Friday show, that we can get you guys involved, you can tell us stuff, we'll tell you stuff back, get this sort of fucking chit chat. You can go to topics@2dshow.com by emailing us, or you can tweet us at 2D Show. My brain is not working. Use that hashtag chew it out. Stay beautiful, you sexy son of a bitch, and we will see you Wednesday.
Whoosh.
Saved it.
It's just your half of the studio just collapsing.